I am Paco, and you're watching Battle Books. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Paco, and I'm a booktuber. But today we're going over all the books I bought in September. In September, I believe about like 12-ish books, with a couple of them being from when I was on vacation to DC, when I had a book event I went to where I bought a couple books there, and then one of my local indie bookstores was having a sale. So let's get to it, shall we? Because we have a lot of books to talk about. And I've read, I think, 3 of these books I have, so let's get to it. So the first book we have here that I'm going to talk about is Celestial Monsters by Ian Thomas. I finally have a finished edition. I have already read this. This is the sequel to Sunbearer Trials, which is about Theo, who is a semidos. He is a demigod of the DOC of birds, and every century, I think, or every generation, 10 semidoses are chosen to compete in the Sunbearer Challenge, and usually it's the golds, which are like the upper echelons of the like all the demigods, but Theo, who is a jade, is chosen, and it shakes things up. This is the conclusion to it. I really enjoyed this book. I gave this book a 5 stars. Are we not surprised? I went to the book signing for this because I had read the ARC. I had the ARC and I read it already, so I got it signed. Love that. It's just a gorgeous edition. I'm so glad to finally have a physical finished copy. Ugh, I love this book so much. Next book I have here, I got when I went to that event. I got this at the bookstore that it was hosting it, and that is the Maid in the Crocodile by Jordan Ofueko. In the magic-soaked capital city of Oluwan, small Sade needs job permanently as a maid for employers who don't mind her unique appearance and unlucky foot. But before she can be hired, she accidentally binds herself to a powerful being known only as the Crocodile, a god rumored to devour pretty girls. Small Sade entrances the Crocodile with her secret. She is not only an orphan and an aspiring maid, but she is also a curse eater, gifted with the ability to alter people's fates by cleaning their homes. The hands of God warns her that their fates are bound, but Small Sade invades him, launching herself into a new career as a curse eater of a swanky inn. She is determined to impress the wealthy inhabitants and earn her place in Oluwan City, assuming her secret-filled past and the revolutionary ambition of the Crocodile God don't catch up with her. But maybe there's more to Small Sade, and maybe everyone in Oluwan City deserves more, from the maids to all the way to the anointed ones. This takes place in the same world as Raybearer, and I'm really excited to get to this. I love the Raybearer duology. This cover is gorgeous. It's kind of hard to tell with the lighting. But it's a short book. It's shorter than I thought it was going to be. I cannot wait to eventually get to this. Next book is another book I've already read, and I bought this when I was going to the book event. I was at Walmart, and I saw it, and I was like, fuck it, let me get it. And that is Immortal Dark by Tejas Grima, I believe is how we pronounce her name. This is a dark academia book. It's based on Ethiopian myth with vampires. So, orphan heiress Kida Adain grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kida is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to the family, the cruel yet captivating Susenos Asagidon. To find June, Kida must infiltrate the elite Uxley University, where she must survive living with the vampire, even if he does everything he can to drive her away. It doesn't matter that his wickedness speaks to Kida's own violent nature and tempts her to surrender to a life of darkness. She must find her sister and kill him at all costs. I read this. I gave this like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was all right. It was a debut, so I will be continuing with the series. It's got beautiful sprayed edges. I think it's got like a cool there. I read this in September. So watch my last video, my September wrap-up, if you want to know what I really thought about this. So I talk about more in depth there. Next book I have here, I got when I was at DC. Nell, which you guys will see in the vlog that is eventually coming out. Nell from Nell Diamond, we met up and we went to a bunch of bookstores. She found a local comic book store for us to go to. And so I bought Birds of Prey Volume 1, Megadeth. Every mission matters. Even every life saved is a miracle, but this time it's personal. Dinah Lance is one of the world's most elite crime fighters, but sometimes even the Black Canary needs help. With her younger sister held prisoner by the Amazons, a near impossible rescue is in order. To save her sister, she reforms the Birds of Prey with an unrivaled group of badasses. Cassandra Cain, Big Barda, Zealot, and Harley Quinn. And only one goal: extraction without blood shed. What could possibly go wrong? I love the Birds of Prey as a team. I like Black Canary and just all the members of this team. I've heard great things about Kelly Thompson's writing, so I am very excited to get into this when I do. This is a book I got at my local indie bookstore that was on sale, and I had already read this last month, so again, watch last month's wrap-up for my thoughts of this. But that was Mistress of Lies. Gorgeous paperback. I am already getting the Illumicrate edition from Princess, but I don't know if Illumicrate is going to continue with a series making special editions, so I got this so I can at least have a matching set of the trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. The daughter of a powerful but disgraced blood worker, Shan Leclerc, has spent her entire life perfecting her blood magic. Now she takes her place as the head of the family. Her revenge will soon follow. Samuel Hutchinson is a bastard with a terrible gift, drawn into the world of dark magic and pulled deeply into the ravenous and bloodthirsty court of the Vampire King. Tasked by the Eternal King to discover the identity of a killer cutting a bloody swath through the city, Samuel, Sean, and a mysterious royal bloodworker named Isaac find themselves caught in a complicated web of desire, treason, and vengeance, as they must decide if the good of their nation is worth the price of their souls. I really enjoyed this. Not only can you check out the last video where I talk about this, me, Jen, and Nell from Nell Diamond have done a live, which is on Jen's channel, which I will have linked down below, where we discuss this in a little more depth. A part of our debut-a-thon. The next book, this is the other book I bought in that sale, because they were having, I think, a Equinox sale. So it was like, because of the Equinox, a bunch of stuff was on sale. It was like buy 2 get 1 free, and I teamed up with a friend and we got some. So The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. Macmillan. I got this because me and Helen are going to be buddy read books with phoenixes in it. That's just been our thing, and this is going to be one of the ones we buddy read. As head Phoenix Keeper at a world-renowned zoo for magical creatures, Aaliyah's childhood dream of conserving critically endangered firebirds is closer than ever. But then a tragic heist sabotages a neighboring zoo. Aaliyah must provide she's capable of leading a new conservation program despite the looming threat. But Aaliyah's biggest challenge isn't wrangling beasts, it's talking to people. So, muttering the courage to ask for help from the hotshot Griffin Keeper at the zoo's most popular exhibit, virtually impossible. Especially when the hotspot Griffin Keeper happens to be her arch rival from college, Luciana, an insufferable know-it-all with the face of a goddess, who convinced that Aaliyah's beloved phoenixes would better re-off as a performer than a passive conservation exhibit. When the world's watching and the threat of poachers looming, Aaliyah's success is no longer merely a matter of keeping her job. The future of species and her love life now rests on her shoulders. I am excited to get to this. Gay, phoenixes, griffins, stay blessed, and I'm sold. Okay, next book I got back in DC. Me and Nell were we went to another bookstore, which again you will see in the vlog, which should be out very soon. And that is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I've seen this everywhere on the web, and so I'd love to finally get it. It's got beautiful spray pages. Kita has always had trouble dealing with people. Thankfully, a librarian of the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, has spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most previous spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city elite. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Kita never thought she'd see again, her child home. Taking refuge there, Kita discovers that, much to her dismay, a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help her fix up her new home. In need of income, Kita identifies something that even the bakery in town doesn't have: jam. With the help of the old recipe book her parents left her, and a bit of illegal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered with ripe berries. But magic can do more than make life a little sweeter, so Kido risks the consequences of using unsanctioned spells and opens the island's first ever and much-needed secret spell shop. Like a Hallmark rom-com full of mystical creatures and fueled by cinnamon rolls and magic, the spell shop will heal your heart and feed your soul. So, cute, cozy fantasy, excited to get to it. Gorgeous cover. When I get to it. Let's see. The next book I got from my friend who he gives away a lot of books. He drifts a lot, so he will find books and ask if anybody wants it. And I got Emily Henry's A Happy Place. I eventually want to try Emily Henry, and this is the one book of all the ones that she has out that I'm interested in reading. I think this is a second chance romance, and it's pink. Thank you for The Happy Place. Harriet and Wynne have been a perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls, except now for reasons they're still not discussing, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friends' group yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world where, for one vibrant, blissful week, they leave behind their daily lives and optimum amounts of cheese, wine, seafood, and soak up the salty ocean with the only people who understand them the most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other. Because the cottage is for sale and this is the last week they all have together in this place, they can't stand to break their friend's heart, and so they will play their part. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who will never start a fight, and Wyatt will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan if you look at from a great distance through a pair of sunscreen-smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard is it to fake one more week in front of those who know them best? I'm excited to get to this. I might do this in January, or maybe I'll wait for the summer because this is more of a summery vibe. But like I said, I do want to get into Emily Henry, and of all of her books, this is the one that calls to me the most. Because I do love second chance romance. I don't know why. Is it a toxic trait? Maybe. So the last book that I got from DC when I went with Nell shopping, we went to a bunch of bookshops, was All the Hidden Paths. So this is the sequel to, it is in here. It's a sequel to Foz Meadow's first book. I think it's Foz Meadow. Yeah, Foz Meadow. And this is the sequel to A Strange and Stubborn Endurance. So, A Strange and Stubborn Endurance is a romance where a guy, lord, he's a duke or something like that, he's like a lord, is sent to marry the prince of this kingdom where he's from. Homosexuality is frowned upon, and where the kingdom he's going to, it's not. Only reason he is sent to marry the prince is he is found in a compromising position, and it deals a lot with trauma, grief, and kind of acceptance. I really enjoyed it. I read it earlier this year, so I will be reading the sequel. I will not be reading the synopsis because I don't read synopsises of sequels because that potentially spoils book one. So the next book I got at DC, but I did not realize there was a restaurant bookshop close to my hotel. But when we were looking for places to eat, we wandered into it, and by the laws of the universe, you can't enter a bookstore without buying a book. And I got Of Jade and Dragons, because this has been on my list, and this is by Amber Chen. 18 years old, Anu Ying dreams of becoming a world-class engineer like her father, but after his unexpected murder, a heartbroken Ying is determined to discover why anyone would threaten a man who has ultimately chosen a quiet life over fame and fortune. Left with only a journal of her father's engineering secrets and a jade pendant scratched from the assassin, Ying follows the trail to the capital and the prestigious Engineers Guild, a place that harbors her father's hidden past. Disguised as her brother, Ying manages to infiltrate the male-only apprentice trial with the help of an unlikely ally, Anjonia Yin Yang, the nation's Tactine 8th prince. With her father's renown placing a target firmly on her back, Ying must stay one step ahead of her fellow competitors, the jealous guildmasters and the killer still hunting for her father's journal. Everything is her increasingly tangled relationship with the prince, who has mysterious plans of his own. The secrets hidden within the guild can be as deadly as the weapons they build, and with her life and the country's future at stake, Ying doesn't know who to trust and who she can avenge. Her father, if it means going against everything he stood for. So, I'm excited to get to this. I honestly didn't even know what this book was about, but it looks good. Okay, so the next book I have, I got at the book event I went to for when I went to Ian Thomas thing. I got this at the bookstore. I wasn't even planning on getting this book, but the bookshop sellers were really they were just really, really helpful, maybe a little too helpful. Like, I just wanted to browse, but they kept asking me what I was into, and I kind of said what I was into, and so they gave me this book, and I ended up getting this because I know I have another book by this author, and that book takes place in Sacramento. It's a book in the past, so I decided to get this, and apparently it's already signed. I didn't know that, but it is called The Lies of Alma Blackwell. A sleeping romantic gothic mystery about a girl poisoned to inherit her famously haunted Californian mansion with a stranger who arrives with a dark warning. For over a century, the Blackwells have protected the sound of hollow glyph from eventual spirits. 17 years old, Neve is ready to take over her ailing grandmother as the town's witch protector, unlike her mother, who left when Neve was a child and never looked back. When a stranger arrives at Blackwell's house of spirits to find a tour guide, opening now, Nev recently offers him the job. Nev doesn't trust Cal. He knows more than he's letting on about Blackwell House and about Neve herself. But Neve soon learns that she has been lied to her whole life. By following the trail of clues left behind by the Blackwell House by her most powerful witch ancestor, Neve uncovers an unsparkling legacy of murder and lies, and realizing that a stranger may be the one person she can trust. Witches, protectors, like, say less. I was sold. And it is signed by the author. And the other book I have by her is The Second Death of Edie and Violet Bond, which is why I got this. I was like, even though I haven't read it, I was like, okay, I guess. And it came with character art. And I'm a sucker for character art. But I am interested, and then it also came with this. It says, Uncover the Secrets of the Blackwell House of Spirits. Daily Hours, Tuesday is like a brochure, or like that. So, I got that. And then for Fairy Loot, I'm going to do, my haul will be my Fairy Loot. I put I didn't cancel, but I used I have a Skips for my Romantic and young adult boxes this month for September because I was broke this month, at the beginning of the month, and so I put those on pause. I did get the adult book because I finally have the adult subscription. I've waited forever for this, so I finally got my adult subscription book, and that was Andrea Stewart's The Gods Below, which is very funny that this is the first book for it. So this is the cover, sprayed edges, the back. This is the dust jacket, reversible dust jacket, and then this is it naked, and then this is and then the description goes. The Gods Below begins an epic new fantasy series from Sunday Times best-selling author Andrea Stewart. After a divine war shattered the world, humanity struck a pact with the gods. Khitan, in return for regular tribute of magical gems, the god would restore the world to its former glory. But as each land is transformed, so too are its people, change into strange new forms if they survive at all. Katara is not willing to pay such a price. Despite desperate to protect herself and her sister, Rasha, she flees her homeland for safety of a neighboring kingdom. But tragedy strikes when they are separated, and Hakra is forced to abandon Rasha to an unknown fate. But when Hakra discovers she can channel the power of the mystical gems, she's invited to join a clandestine plot to destroy the God Pact. To win Hakra to their cause, the conspirators reveal a startling secret. Rasha is alive, and they can help rescue her, but only if she goes to war against the god. So I am very interested in checking this out. I am going to probably continue the One Star Daughter trilogy before I get to this one, just to see, because I've read book one all the way back to the end of January, and I need to finish it. I have the second book. So, yeah, so that's what I bought in September. All the books I obtained. How many books did you guys obtain? If you've read any, what were your favorites? And what are you most excited to read of this? I think, I don't know what I'm most excited to read. The Maid and the Crocodile probably is what I'm most excited to read this month. But yeah, I will check with you guys later. Bye.